He was just that kind of guy. And the students got nothing, obviously, except the pleasure of working for Rembrandt. And so a lot of the Rembrandts do have that little cachet. Some of the etchings, Rembrandt would do the original work. They would be ones putting the wax on and doing the inking, and he would pull them and make sure that they're okay, but he didn't do too much manual labor. Like I say, this is, to me, he just draws you into this. It's just a guy with the stick, and he's moving on, but his hand's a little crippled. You feel sorry for him, but you don't feel, where's he been? What's he been doing? What's in his hat? Everybody has a hat, and they kept food in there. They kept, they had bags hanging off their thing. He really gets into old woman with a gourd. And very few lines. You don't see much around her, so he wants you to think just of her. And you see the different shading. It's just, and what's that thing hanging from her hat? There's so many different things involved in this. And nobody before him did anything like this. Everything was more cut and dry Durer with his woodblock prints, and they didn't have the depth of this. They didn't invite you in. You looked at them, they look nice, but you weren't involved in them. When he runs a print off of the copper, you get like anywhere from 25 to 30, maybe up to 50, before the lines start getting flat, and then it has to be reworked. So say for each state, he might have anywhere from 20 to 50. Sorry. Old Man Screaming. This was cut from a bigger print. I have a few of them in here where he sketches. He uses up every bit of paper that he can and every bit of copper that he can. And so people would buy these. Matter of fact, I have one in here now that has his head, and then there's somebody across the bottom and another person on top over here. And somebody bought it, cut it in half, sold this part, and just had the head. That's all they wanted. So this was cut out of his sheet of studies, but again, you can see his eyes. You can see his right eye. He's just kind of mad at the world. This could be or could not be his father. Many people have said it is. Many people have said it isn't. There's been an ongoing controversy forever. His father, I think, went blind, and that's why they said he does blind people, blind Tobit. I think he did 6 or 7 times, and he had a fetish for that. This is, look at this man's face. I mean, how can you get that much depth in that face? Again, his toes are sticking out. He's just walking. Do you feel sorry for him? Yes. Do you want to help him? Some do and some don't, just like today. Now this is old one. You see the mound? Nobody kind of knows what that is. Rock outcropping. The 2 people on the tramp. Again, they're moving. And these 2 people are also, I believe the man on the left is also in the 100 Guilder print. What he would do is he would take these people, since he thought everybody's the same, no matter who you were. Most of the governors, all the high priests and everything in most of his prints are beggars. He put them in there. He himself is taking Christ down from the cross. He himself is St. Paul. He himself is the face of Christ. He's in 90 different pictures. He's in the night watch. You can see his little eyes peeking up. I think he's in there. He's just anywhere you look. It's kind of like Waldo. Where's he's everywhere. And he did that, and about the same time he started. Well, he was his own best model because he was always available. He was always there. So let's work out the facial things, and then we put it on this guy and see how that works. 2 people talking. Jeff, I think your pet's still here. Here he is. Went the wrong way, sorry. Again, the sack's hanging down. He's got a cane or a walking stick. Here's my favorite. Look at the face. And look at what the gentleman, what's his name? Him. Look, there's two right outside, two beautiful color portraits right outside with two men sitting here looking just like that. It's the same. People, nothing changes. It's the same. You know, he's got the shoes are coming apart. His toes are sticking out. He's mad at the world. His nose is huge in this. There's books on Rembrandt's nose. How it grows. It gets bigger. It gets smaller. It goes sideways. You can't see it. The shadow is too big. That's amazing. I think more has been written about Rembrandt than anybody. One of the first art books was written about him in the late 1600s. Man at the warming his hands at the chafing dish. This was done, there's another one by Callot, don't know, Callott, and this is really close to what that one is, but his was more stylized, his was more satirical. It's just look at these people, you know, and Rembrandt's saying, now feel for this guy, he's cold, he's lost. Here's a gentleman, no leg over here. Is he have a leg? Now there's a book on this. Is he supposed to have the leg, or was it a mistake, or is he faking it? Is the leg supposed to be up behind him so that people think to give him money because he doesn't have a leg, and he's just relaxing right now? Just don't know. Gentleman just standing there, just with his stick. Man with a hump. Again with the hat. This is one of the few ones that doesn't have a cane, a walking stick. Again, the eyes. You can see the eyes. He's staring at something. Must be food. And if you look up on top, this says RL. Sometimes they'll say RH. Sometimes it's just Rembrandt, because Rembrandt is Michelangelo. He is Titian. He is Rubens. Because you know him just by his first name, Rembrandt. You too. No, simple. This is most people said this was not a Rembrandt, because how could he do something that base, cruel? There is a companion piece to this of a lady who's doing 1 and 2, and Michael hasn't found that for us yet, but he's looking.
I found one, but I didn't find 2.
There's also, he did Missionary in a Cornfield with a man and a woman. He did his smut, his blue period. Blue period, that's good. Potiphar's wife, he had different things going on. And this, they didn't put these up on their walls, and they had books. When you came into somebody's house, they had books and they just leafed through them so you could have all the states and, lined up. They put their paintings on the wall, but they never put these on the wall. These things are rated from common, of which I have 3 common. That means that there's more than like 500 in the world. It goes from C to R, double R, triple R, quadruple R. This is a quadruple R piece, quadruple R minus. It's missing the feet. But the reason we got this is because of the rarity. You just don't come upon these anymore. And it could have been that somebody had this thing glued down, screwed it up, or the paper fell away. 350 years, how many wars? 18 wars. You just don't know what happens to the paper. But anyway, that's what we got. This is a very, very rare piece. This, another man, different signature. 1631. Most of these are done between 30. The latest one I have, I think, is the Flight into Egypt, which is in 1655. As Rembrandt got older, he got more religion.